decorative stitch that has come loose. You're going to take your regular sewing thread and put one knot in the bottom. Do not double the knot. Take a pair of scissors, cut off the tag end of the thread. So now you have thread with one knot at the end. The next thing you want to do is come down here where the decorative stitching has come apart and clip off all the excess thread that was holding that down. You're going to take a regular 3-inch curved needle, thread it up the same way that you would if you were just sewing up a seam. Of course, this one doesn't want to play nice. Okay, so you can see where the holes were that were holding the decorative stitching in. What you want to do is start down on one of the lower holes, go through the same hole, and come up to where the stitching is just coming loose and go out that hole. You'll pull it down and the knot will get caught on the material. Pull the knot through. Cut off the little excess brown thread that was sitting here that's in my way. Now, the thread is on the right side of the decorative stitching. You're going to go over the top, through the same hole, and down and out the next hole. There it is. So what you're going to do then is you're going to pull it tight, and you're just going to put a loop over the top of the thread. Now I'm on the left side of the thread. I'm going to go over the top of the thread, through the same hole, and down and out to the next hole. Once again, it's going to pull a loop on top of the decorative stitch. Pull the decorative stitching thread towards you and keep it tight so the line here goes straight. I'm on the right side. I'm going to go over to the left side, down to the next hole. And what we're going to do, we're going to continue down this way till we get to the end. Always make sure you go over the top, through the same hole, over the top. Now, if you're seeing the thread up here on the top where you don't see it on the other decorative thread, don't worry about that now. We'll take care of that at the end of the, when we finish up stitching. So it's always over the top of that piece of decorative stitching. Our thread down here is broken. If you see down here where the thread is broken and frayed like that, you cannot do a repair. It's a done thing. If the customer takes this thread and cuts it off the chair, you cannot fix it. The piece of thread actually has to be there. Most of the time, though, you're not going to see that frayed look like we have on this one. Like right here, you're not going to see that on a piece that you're sent out on. But actually, decorative stitching is actually easier once you figure out how to do this than regular stitching is, like the blind stitch or the box stitch, because it already has the line showing you where it's going. Can we pause it for a sec? Down and you're winding up with excess thread on here, all you do is take a needle, use the dull end, the eye end, slip it under the thread and start pulling it down. And we'll get rid of that loop. And then we just continue on the same way that we were doing, up and over the top, down through the next hole. If you get down to the end and there's still more thread, you could actually cut it. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a little leather glue. And we're going to dot it right on there and let the leather glue dry. Do not use the instant activator glue on here. It'll make it it'll dry too hard. You'll have a lump. But the leather glue dries soft and pliable. And then we have to knot off the last stitch so it doesn't unravel. And you can knot that off the same way that you would a regular stitch, just with a knot at the end. Make it a little ragged. So, yeah. Is. Needs one more glue. All right, so if you look, you're going to see these little white threads where we put the stitching through. And it doesn't show that down here. You just take a graining stick or one of your markers and just color those little dots in. And that's how you do decorative stitching. The end.